Hi, it's Oddball1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Legacy version on Xbox. This footage is from a little while ago. This was someone who hadn't been on for a while, popping in and just messing around. He brought a clipper with long-range turreted beams, I think, or long-range gimbaled beams. I think they were turreted actually, because they were shooting me when he was running away directly. Which is an hilarious strategy because the clipper's got the speed advantage, and basically when I get his shields low he can just straight line out. I get his shields down a couple of times. I do end up running out of banks, but I was short of them to start with. I've been pirating for a while when this happened, and I must admit I missed most of my fixed missile shots. But it's been a bit frustrating on Elite lately because I've not had a lot of opportunities to play, and when I have had opportunities to play, there's been some difficulties. A lot of my time off has been at really random times, not inclusive to playing video games or, getting very much done. Also, there's an awful lot of TV that I've really enjoyed watching and I'm keen to watch, which is taking away some of my time from gaming. Andor Season 2's on, and if you haven't watched Andor, I highly recommend it. Season 2 has kicked off very nicely. There's been some debate in the Star Wars community about it, but I think that is hilarious. Andor's always been pitched as like the adult Star Wars, so it's fine. The Empire is, very much a proxy for any authoritarian regime. There's been other issues as well. I had a perfect night of gameplay planned, and like many people, I was unable to get on the game because the authentication server was down. Oddly, I've got to say, fair play to FDev, because I didn't expect it to get fixed till the next morning, and it was actually fixed overnight. So maybe the cleaner plugged the server back in before finishing their shift. We will never know. Maybe the hamster was resuscitated. Who knows? But yeah, when one of the servers goes down, that's a bit of a problem. Now, as you can see, this fight is going to be a loss. You know it's going to be a loss because there's nothing I can do about him flying out of my range, getting his shields back and coming back in, and eventually that will wear me down. It's a sensible strategy. It always works. Speed kills, and if you're doing damage from a long way away, why wouldn't you just use this tactic? You can see he's flying directly away from me, and I'm actually still getting hit back. So yeah, it works. It's generally a sound tactic. Yeah, I think he outruns my fixed missiles even. Unfortunately, you can't reload the enzyme missile, which is a real shame because I like my sizzle rocket, but it doesn't do anything with shields. And with this sort of fight, I didn't get through his shields until right near the end, you'll see. But yeah, I do have to mess around trying to get Scooby into wing in a moment. I didn't get Scooby to drop in and help me out, and Scooby would have been even more frustrated than me trying to chase around after a clipper. But I made the decision of what I was going to do quite early on in this fight, which is one of the reasons why I'm ramming. I know I'm going to lose eventually because there's nothing I can do about him going off and recharging, and staying at long range. And I haven't really got the firepower to do, him the damage to stop him being able to do that. But as he's going away from me, I decided to use this time to get Scooby into the wing and the party. If you do have trouble inviting someone to wing, you can always invite them through your squadron tab if you're in the same squadron. But anyone you invite and the invite doesn't go fully through, send them an 07. They can normally pick up the invite from the message. They highlight the message and it will show accept wing invite on the message. Even though they might not have received the invite, it's there but not really there sort of thing. And the message sort of helps it. It's an old trick and it still works. It's funny how this game's had all those systems. And Scooby sent me an invite to party. I could have got Scooby to drop in on this fight, but I think he'd have been as annoyed as me to be just chasing around after a clipper that goes out that far. Oh, he's on his way back in now. Now I had to make a decision. I knew I was going to lose this fight, and I kind of wanted to stoically deal with it and die, but then also I didn't want to lose the merits I'd already built up this week. So I made my decision, and unfortunately, even though I wanted to, I couldn't do a fight with me being stoic to the death and then going out in a big bang. But
We die.
As much as I like going out in my normal kamikaze style, unfortunately it's not good when you've got merits when you've been doing power play. Unfortunately, I had merits. So my plan was just to, as soon as my shields go down, high wake out. He had missiles, but I didn't think he's out of practice, so I didn't think he'd take my FSD out that quickly. But yeah, it was a probably frustrating fight because there's nothing you can do when they've got more speed and longer range weapons. I have sped it up 2 times. This went on, it felt like a long time it went on for. And at 2 times speed, you can tell it was a pretty long fight. I mean, I ran out of missiles. I did my best, but ultimately there's not much I'm going to do with the beam lasers I've got. It's 1 efficient, 1 overcharged beam laser, and 2 fixed missile racks, 1 FSD missile, 1 enzyme missile. Had I hit him with the enzyme missile, that'd have been fun because I'd have sizzled him a little bit, but he would keep changing direction quite often, which is not good for fixed missiles with a slow shot speed. But I hit him a few times when his shields were up, but just hitting him when his shields were down, I just kept missing, and I didn't get my sizzle rocket off. And eventually, my missiles ran out of ammo, long before his shields were down for a decent period anyway. And yeah, like I say, as soon as his shields went down, he'd loop out, still be able to hit me from 6k while getting his shields back, which is just a grossly decent tactic. He did say afterwards that he'd give me a proper fight when he's got back into the game a bit more and learn how to fly a bit. So I look forward to that. But yeah, I mean, it was a fair enough fight. I mean, I fought against many people. Kessler used to do this to me in his Mamba, and he would go out for ages. He'd be gone from your radar, recharging his shields and then coming back in. I remember I fought him in the Rambo, and every time I rammed him, he had to run away for 15 minutes, and it was like, well, I'm just going to jump up because this is, eventually you will beat me, but this is kind of a bit dull. But yeah, there's been an age-old tactic. Like Kessler took it to extremes, but I got no problem with losing to it. I did, I went for the ram the shields off. I wasn't, holding on to my last of my shields here. But yeah, it's tough. Not much I can do. And one last ram, and then I'm on my way out. I was surprised at how well he took that ram. It's a decently strong clipper. But that's all. I had to resort to the age-old tactic of